Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day outside, but an even more special one because today we are finally going to get past 500 miles. It's taken way more time than I expected. I've been busier with work, and my wife and I just had our first child, so that has kept us plenty busy. And now 3 weeks later, I'm right at 500 miles. I think we're about 30 miles short, so we got the C8 over here. We're gonna jump in the car, put on the mileage, and we are going to open it up and see what, some wide open throttle pulls really feel like. You're gonna get to kind of see my reaction. It's probably one of the quicker cars faster cars I've ever driven. It's probably one of the faster cars out there, unless some of those heavily modified. I mean, it is very quick, but I have not had the opportunity to see really what that feels like because everything is limited. The tachometer, there's a 500 mile break-in period. Most of you are already familiar with that, but I am gonna go over that just briefly, talk about my experience of going through the 500 miles, kind of what I did. I had a couple, just like 2 different mishaps. We'll talk about that real briefly, and then again, we'll jump in, get over that hump, and just we'll get some great footage and just see what the car is really capable. What type of performance do you get out of this car at really 60 grand? I know mine is priced more than that, but one that's 60 is gonna be just about as fast as this. I've only got like 5 more horsepower and torque with the performance exhaust. So that's pretty much like a mute point. That doesn't really add much at all in terms of 0 to 60. I think the tires might give me a little bit more grip. You get an upgraded tire with the Z51 package, but nonetheless, let's see what this will do. I'm very, very excited. So let's jump into it. Okay, let's check how many miles we have on this thing. Okay, so 460 miles. We need just a little over 30 miles, 31 miles to go. So we'll jump on the highway, get a little bit more mileage on there. But first, again, let's talk about kind of this 500 mile break-in period. Alrighty, everybody, so a quick change in plans. You can see actually right now I am editing the video you all are watching, and as I was editing it, I found the part where I talked with you all about the break-in process. I went through the manual and talked about my experience. The wind noise was terrible. I kind of had it up on the dash, and I found as I had it up there, I couldn't really hear it, but there must have been a nice draft coming through. It made the wind noise unbearable. It'd be terrible for whether you're on speakers or through your headphones, whatever you're listening on, you could barely hear me. It wasn't worth throwing it in, and so I'm not gonna go over the whole process. You can check it out in the user's manual. That's kind of what I did, is I just talked about that process, but it is important. That was the point I was trying to make in this part of the video, was it's important to get that 500 miles done and do it correctly. Don't over rev. You can absolutely rev past where that tachometer, it's actually short. It has a much bigger red line, so you're not supposed to go past like 4,000 RPM. Just try not to do that. Try to get this process, get everything bedded in really nicely. It'll help with long-term vibration. The drivetrain will really thank you. So I know it's tough, it sucks. 500 miles took forever, but I'm so glad I did it properly. I did have 2 mishaps. One time I dropped a gear too early and went past like 5,000, and one time I was turning, wasn't paying attention to the tach, and I went a little past like 4,500, maybe 5 grand, but not a big issue. Just try your best. Don't stay on the highway at a constant speed. Get some gear shift changes in there. Do what you got to do, get over it, and enjoy the car. But let's jump back in the video and get to it. Okay, we are so close. I just gotta jump back up on the highway, just trying to put a couple extra more miles on it, and then we will be open. Oh my gosh, I wanted to record this because I almost feel like giddy because I'm so excited. Like this is what I've been waiting for. I know so many of you, so I just wanted to, you're gonna be excited. say it takes a little bit longer past 500 before we open up. There it is. We're open. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see here. Woo. Oh man. Okay, so we've got the GoPro set up. This will be the easier way for me to film it. I haven't pulled the car yet, other than that one pull, and that was incredible. But we're kind of out here where there's not too many vehicles. You know, videos don't really show it, but we're just gonna do a pull here. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, let's do a mid pull. Oh man. What? Okay, this car, I don't have to tell you this, you already know it, but this car is really fast. Like, it's not quick, that is just, oh my gosh. And see, that's the thing, this car just hooks. That was just hooking non-stop. There was no spin. That is what this mid-engine design was designed for. I mean, my C6, I mean, it had, what, 90 less horsepower than this, 70 less pound-feet of torque, but it wasn't, I mean, it was actually lighter than this car, I believe, and I could not get grip on it. It's certain, especially the first couple of gears. Now, I loved it. It was a manual. I loved the car. But this, everything, it just hooks in the transmission. That's the package. You just get that, like, unbelievable. I mean, that's like euphoria of the brain. Like, that will not get old. That is the... Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We gotta do it again. There's nobody around here. Let's do a roll start here. Oh my gosh. I know people want more speed than even this offers, but for 90-some% of people, this is plenty fast. At least the 0 to 60, 0 probably to 100. Now, you want more power if you want to do those 120 to 150 pulls or 160 pulls, but for most people, I don't know how you want, I mean, it just grips, it shifts. Oh my gosh. I knew this car was quick and fast, but yeah, this is incredible. That's not even launch control. I mean, my 0 to 60, let's run a 0 to 60 and see what I'm getting. I'm not going to do launch control yet. We're going to save that for another video. I absolutely will be doing a launch control video. But let's run a 0 to 60. I'm curious what we're even getting 0 to 60, just kind of from a standpoint without launch control. Okay, let's see here. I think we can put it, let's put it in sport. I think I gotta dial down performance. Here we go. 60. And this will do, I've seen people get 2.7s. That probably wasn't my best acceleration. I bet a couple of my other ones have been closer to the 3-second mark. Maybe 3.1, 3.2, maybe my hardest. I know if I put it in drive, actually I'll get a better 0 to 60, but that is nuts. This car is incredible. And for the money, this is something special, and I think a lot of people are aware of that. And whether you put it in the leagues of Lamborghini, Ferrari, I mean, I have an Audi R8, people say that's not an exotic, you know, each person has their own opinion, but I'll tell you something, this, I don't care where you put this, it's special. This car, that's amazing. Alrighty everybody, there you have it. There are our first pulls with the Corvette C8. I'm speechless. I drove it a little bit more. I actually meant to get some exhaust notes, and this happened. I don't know if you can see, but my GoPro got messed up. I had it on the back, and I must have not had it completely on because I wanted to check it as I turned around and it wasn't there anymore, so that kind of sucked. So I'm hoping that you got to see the footage on here. Well, I guess you would have, because I wouldn't put the video out because all of my reaction is on here to make it easier. I hope nothing's like messed up on the SD card. With it being on there, it should be fine, but my GoPro might be a little messed up, so it's a little beat up, but nonetheless, this was an awesome day. This car blows me away. If anybody has any questions, make sure you leave comments below. Let me know. I'm trying to get back to everybody's questions, answer anything you all have. Tons of awesome content coming up. So if you want to stay tuned for all of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And again, thank you all so much for your support. You all are the best. As always, take care. We'll see you next video.